Welcome back to our show, your show, Let's Talk Stocks. And we have in studio this morning Mr. Cleon Cadogan. Now he's president of NexGen, and NexGen is a big initiative by Jack Cole. Welcome to the show,
Thank
Cleon.
you so much for having me. As you said to the viewers who are listening, my name is Cleon Cadogan, the president serving for the NexGen, which is an initiative out of Jack Cole. It's the brainchild, and giving credit where credit is due to Lady Katrina Grant Diaghilar, the marketing and communications person there at Jack Cole.
Jack Cole. Jack Cole is what again, just for the viewers?
That will be the Jamaica Credit Union League.
Jamaica Credit Union League. And the league is responsible
The
for
league is
all credit
responsible
unions.
for all of the 25 credit unions, but now I think it's going to be 24 because we just had
Somebody else
a
is
merger
merging
between Educom and Gateway last week. So from January there should be 24.
Okay. That's why though has over the last decade a number of credit unions have gone the route of growing through mergers. What's the thought process behind that?
I think the thought process behind it would basically be we cannot survive in this market, in the economic space, if we are thinking to meet the demands of our membership base by ourselves. And as you are, or you probably may be aware, the BOJ is the regulator, soon to be regulator of these bodies. So you do not wait until they finally put these acts into operation. You begin to make preparation because you care about your membership.
All right, so let's talk about NexGen. NexGen, as you said, an initiative out of Jack Cole. What exactly is Jack Cole trying to achieve with NexGen?
What Jack Cole is trying to achieve is basically the onboarding of individuals who are adults between the ages of 18 to 40. Basically because we are aware rather that there is an aging population within the credit union movement. The idea of having young professionals understanding that they can be able to start their careers or even start their savings within the credit union movement is an opportunity because persons are aware and would have related the credit union to be the poor people's bank. And it's not only a saying in Jamaica, it's throughout the region. And so we're trying to change that initiative of helping persons to understand that the credit union is a family. And you're not going to call your family my family, the poor family.
But if they're poor, they're poor.
Technically, we're not poor. We have billions of dollars that is available. And as you come on board with us, there are great opportunities that are awaiting you.
But isn't that exactly the problem, though, as you talk about great opportunities? The aging population, whether the leadership or membership of the credit union movement, and the fact that younger persons are not seeing that same level of opportunity to grow or invest and grow in the credit union as they're seeing elsewhere.
And that is one of the things that I am very much happy that Jack Cole would have recognized. If I can use the standpoint of using the bank, and they are technically our competitors, but we're not competing against anyone technically. And I look at Scotia's model, how they are elevating women in leadership. And so while the credit union recognizes our aging membership and aging leadership, we are not just saying we're going to be looking at a specific gender, but we're giving opportunities for persons across the board. Whether you're male, you're female, you have an opportunity to offer your services to us, and the remunerations are beyond what you may think that the banks are able to give you at the same time, because there are 25 credit unions and each one has its band each one has its different pay scale that is available to you.
My viewers would say clearly you've not seen Scotia's top level pay scale.
Well, we're not going to say we're going to be using the pay scale of the banks because we really cannot say that we will be competing with the banks. But I do believe if someone is qualified, someone has the skill set that we're looking for, I am aware that credit unions would necessarily give you what you desire. Give you what you're worth. I don't think anyone should just join the credit union because it's a movement, it's a family affair. You're joining an organization, you're joining a community that sees who you are and value for what you are.
Here's a big question. So credit unions, by and large, have come out of a cooperative movement, as you said, a family, it's membership. Has society gone past that? In that we're now seeing family-owned companies being listed on the stock exchange, exciting new opportunities in venture capitalism, in private equity. Has the concept of cooperative helping each other been passed?
I would not say it has been passed. It has been, I would use the word a bit stagnant, because we have not necessarily been aware of the times that we're moving in. And like with Jakul, who is the overarching body for the credit union, if you're the parent company, you have to think for your children. Sometimes as a parent, your child may think that they know what is best. But because you're the parent, you can be able to guide that child along the path that will help him or her to be the best version of themselves. And that is what Jakul is seeking to do through NexGen. And what we are saying to persons, be a part of a family. Be a part of a family that is going to look out for you. It may not be the exorbitant amount of remuneration that you're looking for in terms of a loan, but you can start somewhere. And as the Jamaicans usually say, one cocoa is going to fill that basket, because Rome was never built in a day.
But this young generation, they're building many Romes in a day. I mean, when we're looking at the kind of fintech companies that we see coming up, technology being merged with financial sophistication, and the kind of deals that we see some of the youngsters driving across the capital markets, what is that path that the credit union is going to be looking at to grow outside of mergers and acquisitions, to grow and to attract these youngsters who are hungry for success?
I think what they would need to do, and I can speak of CNWJ, who's already a part of that lead, is being able to work with each other, because the credit union is a family, and so therefore the other smaller credit unions who may be struggling, they have an opportunity to speak with their partners. They have an opportunity to partner with their partners to figure out what is the best solution, because I cannot stand alone. As a cooperative, you cannot stand alone. So therefore, the mergers that are taking place, they are going to be the tools, rather, which is helping us to understand that we're going to meet the demographics that we're looking for. If your credit union is seeking to raise its loan portfolio to $3.5 billion, you can't do that by yourself, but there's another credit union that has the asset base that is able to give you that assistance. And now with the skill sets of those persons coming in to say, okay, let's check the stock exchange. Let's go this route. What about Airbnb? That's another thing that is on the market that is making billions of dollars. Do you think this would be a great investment? But again, nothing can be done without the consultation of your membership. And so your membership needs to be engaged. Your membership needs to be informed as to what are the new cutting trends that will bring added value to their dividends and added value to their pocket at the end of the year.
As you speak to that, let's take a look at, for example, an opportunity I believe missed not only by the credit union, but by the commercial banks as well. We're seeing some of the smaller, well, quote unquote, smaller microloan companies.
There are a lot.
Yeah, they have taken on a life to themselves, a new world, and they're also to be regulated by the Bank of Jamaica. But the fact that these microloan companies could have etched out a space in the lending sector, I'll call it, in the financial sector, that they're there now to stay and really contend and compete with yourselves and the big banks. Did the credit unions and the banks miss the boat on that one?
That's not really a difficult question, but it's a sweet one, and sweet for the fact that you need to be relevant. You need to be aware as to what your market is looking for. As we would have established, a credit union is a cooperative. It's a family. And if you recognize who you're dealing with, then you would not be able to miss them. Because like I'll use the example of a parent. If a parent is taking keen attention and working with their child, they will recognize where there's room for improvement. But if you're just busy concentrating on one side of the market and not willing to extend yourself to the other demographic, then you're going to miss the boat. Someone else is going to coin something that is going to allow you to recognize you may never thought that this catchment area of personnel has anything to offer you, but they do. And I will use an example of when I lived in Grenada. I said to the persons on a project that I worked with through the Church of the Nazarene, we can never rule anyone out because you don't know what the asset of that individual is unless you consult them, unless you have that meaningful conversation to engage them, to bring them to the path of where you would like to see that become a reality. And that's where the banks and the credit unions went off board. But there's opportunity for them to recognize what the loan sharks are doing and how we can be able to coin something that is totally different to help our individuals who are part of our market.
So we've been chatting with Cleon Cadogan. He's president of NexGen, an initiative out of Jakul, looking to ensure the credit union movement remains relevant and viable. Of course, that's part one. Join us again for part two of that interview. We will have much more on why you should have your credit union membership. As we always say here on Let's Talk Stocks, we give you information to make better financial decisions. Come back with us tomorrow morning at 9. Another wonderful program lined up for you.